It was unopened.
Woohoo! Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for showing up. We honestly thought we'd be doing this in front of a room full of empty chairs, so this is amazing. I'm Rocky, and I guess it's my job. First of all, forgive us most of the time that we've recorded this in the past. If anybody's listened to the episodes that we've made before this, we've been recording them inside of a shitbox trailer. So this is the first time that we're doing it live. So let me start by introducing kind of the godfather of this show, Mr. Justin Partridge. Being a fine floppy bitch.
Yeah, I don't know. I just for some reason I just felt like that would be something that we need to do. And if podcasts need anything, it's stupid introductions. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is season 2 of Alan Moore's Porch. We're calling it season 2 because we're too lazy to actually number these correctly.
I think it's 6. We lost.
Oh, go fuck yourself. I don't care.
We lost
one. There was one. There was one that, like you said, we used to record these in a horrific, cramped trailer that I used to live in. So it was just us kind of sitting on a Murphy bed going like, I really like Call of Cthulhu. And like that's it. So like you said, we genuinely thought that we were going to be doing this to about 4 empty chairs. So we really appreciate you guys coming out and witnessing our mediocrity. Yeah. So please woo our ineptitude. But at the very beginning of the show, normally, because I'm just going to go ahead and assume that you guys haven't listened to the show, because why would you?
They're long.
We start out with we do intros, and then we do things called offerings to the snake god. I don't normally come to the desk with bits, but I have something that I feel like needs to be addressed. The new Wendy's girl has to be knocked down a peg or two. Like, you know what I'm talking about? The fucking, that weird, redheaded, condescending, like, she only, like, hangs out with people who think that they're I'm gonna push up my sleeves like Sonny Crockett. There was a show in the 80s called Miami Vice. I don't know if you saw it. They're, like, those commercials, there are 2 commercials in particular that I want to talk about. The first one is it's her and a guy sitting at a desk at work, and he's got a chicken sandwich, and he's like, chicken for buck, just trying to be nice, like, just trying to do a bit.
Like, hey,
and then she comes back, she slaps his nuts with also for a buck. Like, look how awesome my sandwich is. And then the chick that's sitting next to her tease her up with winner. If that commercial goes on 20 more seconds, that guy's just gonna spike his fucking sandwich on the table and go, this is why no one likes you guys. This is why no one eats with you at the and the second one. And this one I think I have a little bit more of a problem with, because it has a very vague, like, I don't know really how to word this, because I'm gonna get on thin ice now, because it feels like I don't think she likes women. I think she hates women. She hates herself, and she hates other women, because this commercial was that it's a fun girls' weekend, and there's some mousy, like, kind of Anne Hathaway looking or like Jennifer Goodwin looking girl, and she's eating a salad, and the salad is so good that she has this daydream about some guy that's massaging her and giving her a salad and then massaging her with the salad. I don't fucking know. But then she comes. It gets real thick there for a bit. It's like real Skinamax kind of.
Have you seen the new one?
There's a new one?
There's a new one where it's the pretzel bacon burger is now on they now serve it with chicken.
Yeah,
so you can get a chicken.
Why are we fucking here? Like, what? Wendy's still, just go. Fuck this show. We're not gonna.
Let's go get some chicken sandwiches. And he's like, oh hey, you enjoying that burger? She's like, not a burger. And her
fuck you!
And her friend's sitting there, and she looks at the guy. She's like, and I'm like, God, you're rude.
God, she's the worst. But no, she comes out of the dream and she's like, Andre, and then she's just in her face, Andre? Who's Andre? None of your fucking business, bitch. It's my dream. It's my salad. We didn't want to invite you. We had a ticket, we said something, and then you decided to just come along. Go fuck yourself. She needs to be knocked down a peg or two. That's the only thing that I think. I don't know why. That's the flag I'm going to plant this first episode. Is we're just going to be just completely anti-Wendy's the entire time.
No.
This show brought to you by Wendy's. Technically, it's food.
Yep.
So.
A lot of laws of physics.
Yeah. Going into our plugs. Our partners in podcast. BetweenThePanels.com. It's a lovely little site that's run by two amazing guys, William Goodman and Dane Davenport. You can find them on Twitter at btpcast.com and at .com. What am I, fucking 60? Like, I don't have to add that.
He's talking about the Twitter.
The Twitter, guys. There's the tweets. I'm going to run down to the drugstore and get a phosphate after this. Because God damn it.
I made a dance card reference. Does anybody know what a dance card is?
No.
Okay.
It's so weird doing this with because usually my jokes just go flat and I just hate myself, but now I actually see their faces going like, I don't like that. I don't like that.
It doesn't work.
It's like a live focus group in front of us, and I already hate it.
It's like doing it in front of your parents. Like when
Yeah.
you were like 6 years old and you're like, hey, I got a funny, and you do your little jokes, and like even your parents are like.
I'd rather step on Legos than hear you do that fucking thing from The Mask one more time, Justin.
Wait, are you talking about Rocky Dennison?
No, what? No, not the Cher mask. Not like I'm talking about the mask.
When he was she was trying to explain color, like he was explaining colors to that blind chick.
Oh my
And
God!
he put a hot rock in her hand, and he was like, "This is red." I'm sorry.
Go rent Mask. It's a horrible movie. Between the Panels. It's an amazing website. You can find them also on Facebook at facebook.com/Between the Panels. They do a podcast. They do a bi-weekly, monthly podcast. Right now, they're doing a big wrap-up of Jonathan Hickman's Infinity, which, if you haven't read it, holy fucking shit! It's the best Marvel. It's the best Marvel event that they've done in a blue moon. Because I'm 44. I don't understand why I'm talking so old to you guys right now. But I also, not to toot my own horn, but wow. All right, it's Frank Gorshin, everybody. Also from the Batman TV show. Keep the fuck up, guys. I've written a bunch of write-ups of some of the New York Comic Con news, and I do weekly write-ups of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is an incredible show, despite what the people that you've heard on the internet bitching about it. Anyway, Off Topical Podcast Day. Wichita Falls, another podcast that's here in Wichita Falls, just dropped their 50th episode. It's a big deal.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I know, right? It's also run by a bunch of awesome guys, Morgan, Brent, Josh Mann, and Roscoe. You can also find them at offtopical.com and at Facebook/offtopical and on Twitter at offTopicalPod. Also, in attendance, this is super cool. I came in here a couple of days, like a month or so ago, to actually kind of pitch what we were going to do here. And Brian, the guy who runs this, he'll never listen to this because he doesn't care. But he's an amazing guy. He runs an awesome shop, and I've also been introduced to yet another comics podcast here in town. Two comic nerds sitting up here in the front. They run a really great show. They talk nothing but comic books, and it's something that you should all enjoy. I don't know why. I'm so nervous. I'm just seeing disapprove. I'm just seeing like nothing but my mom and dad just in the audience. Like, you're not even people anymore. You're just like. Just no.
And he's trying to make it more comfortable, so you're all his mother and father, and you're all naked too. So it's getting some really Freudian.
Yeah,
it's intense.
But you can find them on at Twitter at the number 2 comic nerds. Follow them, like them, listen to their episodes. They're fantastic. I gotta take this fucking jacket off. I don't know. I don't tell you a lot of things, man.
Yeah, I know.
I got heavy. Like this. Is this going to be a very special episode? Yeah, like at the end, you're just like, "Fuck this!" And then just.
I guess I
Okay.
have to keep the baby now.
Going into our offerings of the snake god this week are going to be a little different because when we started wanting to do the show here, Brian had the awesome idea that with us doing it on Wednesdays, we can kind of do a rundown of our favorite books that came out. Are you okay, Big Cat? What are you doing?
No, I'm good.
You're like moaning over there. Like I'm just hearing like random.
I'm agreeing with you.
Alfred Hitchcock noises.
I'm agreeing with you apathetically.
Oh, God, it's just you. All right, good.
I'm Churchilling you.
But we're going to start doing with our offerings to the snake. I mean, please just do that impression. Like, we will fight them on the beaches.
Cowboys are the best boys.
Yeah, it's like from the Doctor Who episode. It's like, yes, KBO.
Same guy that was Bumblebee Tuna in.
Oh yeah, and Ace Ventura too. Yeah, that's
Same guy.
No. If you've never heard this show, we sometimes rabbit hole ourselves because we're both living IMDb's, and it's interesting to no one but us. Come on, like
wait. Who? Okay, I found this out recently, and I would like to blow partial people's minds. Has anybody heard of the Charlie Chaplin movie, The Kid?
Yes.
Applause. Okay. No one can hear. You're raising your hand is not an audio thing. It's not an audio medium.
The movie Charlie Chaplin's The Kid is an amazing film if you haven't seen it. It's about Charlie Chaplin living with this orphan basically, and at one point the orphan gets taken away, and it's one of the saddest moments in any movie ever, and like he gets reunited, and like I'm just warming up thinking about it because it's that emotional of a movie. The kid in that movie was named Jackie Coogan. That kid grew up to be Uncle Fester.
Nice, thank you guys.
In the Addams Family.
No.
Yeah.
In the original TV series,
right?
He was Uncle Fester.
Right? That's insane. He texts me this at like fucking 3 a.m. because he made like $12 million between like that, and he also did what's the one about the orphan? Can I have some more? Oliver Twist. I was thinking Oliver North, and I was like, no, that would be a fucking movie. Oh my god.
He screwed America. Okay.
And I just started thinking of Oliver Reed. Just Oliver Reed.
He's gonna be in town.
Oliver Reed? He's fucking.
Oliver North. Oliver Reed's dead.
I just thought like a skeleton is like, how is it to work in Gladiator? That was fantastic. It's just like this corpse of
that drunk Australian was always on late to the set.
Oh, Oliver! Like God damn it!
What was it like banging every hot British actress in the '60s? It was great.
Give me some scotch, boys. Just fuzz out of bits. So anyway, a lot of really awesome stuff came out this week.
You're gonna have to let me know because I don't. I was actually talking with my wife, and we were talking. She was like, we left the store one day, and she was like, I kind of want to start getting back into comics.
There's a lot of good shit right now. That's not DC.
We dropped out of comics because I don't know, like 2 years ago it was like something just came into our life that really just started.
Whatever
sucking all
would that
our
be?
money into
It's like a little pink thing.
I want to say it was like around 8 ounces, 8 pounds, something like that.
Like it constantly screams. It's whatever.
It's a money vacuum that lives in my house. Oh, my daughter. Don't get me wrong.
Maybe you have to preface it and be like, I don't hate her. She's really great.
I do have a lot less scratch though without.
You do that? Do you still quote The Departed to her all the time? Because I think that's hilarious.
I quote The Departed to her, and I tell her because like today she was like stumbling around in the bathroom, and she kept messing with the trash can, and she kept falling over. And I was like, "This is what happens when you drink before a shoot. We're 3 weeks off schedule because of you."
I just treating her like Lindsay Lohan.
And I do that, and like every time she stumbles, I was like, "You're drunk again, aren't you?" Christ, it's not even 11. I berate her constantly, and like my wife was talking to somebody, and she was like, "You think I'm sarcastic? My husband's even worse." And they're like, our daughter's first words, I have a feeling are going to be, like, our first sentence is going to be sarcastic.
That's it. Hey, do you want this ball? I guess, Dad.
No, I don't want the ball.
I've only been playing with it for 4 months. God, come on. And it just crawls off.
It's bad.
But a lot of great stuff came out this week. Vertigo Essentials is this really awesome thing where for $1 you can get the first issue of some of the greatest comic books that were ever released. They did this a couple of years ago with All-Star Superman. They did it with Why the Last Man by Brian K. Vaughan, which is incredible. This week, in anticipation of Neil Gaiman's Sandman Overture, that gets released next week with art by J.H. Williams III. They're doing a Vertigo.
Name dropper.
They're doing like I know him, what name dropper?
Well, now you like. It's really funny because, well, I say it's real funny to me because I don't know these people, but we're all sitting in a comic book shop, so maybe these people do know it. Maybe I'm the odd man out. Maybe I'm the shoeless Joe on the bench, and maybe I need to, you know. 8 man out.
Yeah, I know. I'm just seeing how long this bit's gonna go. Anyway,
when you start making shoeless Joe references,
that's
in
usually
a comic book shop.
But Vertigo has released Sandman #1 for $1. There's still a couple of copies left back there on the shelves. If you've never read Sandman, you're doing yourself a great disservice. It's one of the most beautifully lyrical, disturbing, really just super. Like every goth kid in the '90s loved Sandman, and that in me in high school was just that was the flag that I was planting. Just like, oh, you play fucking football, I read Sandman, and it's like and then I got locked in a janitor's closet. True story. Actually did happen. Marvel Knights Spider-Man #1. Marvel is now relaunching their Marvel Knights line that was made famous in the early 2000s and late 90s. Marvel Knights was the banner that Brian Michael Bendis' Daredevil was under, Brian Michael Bendis' Alias, some of the first Black Panther solo series, but they're revamping the Marvel Knights line with a Spider-Man miniseries, a X-Men miniseries, and a Hulk miniseries. The first one that got released was Marvel Knights Spider-Man, written by Matt Kent of Mind Management fame, and with art by Marco Rudy. This is going to sound like hyperbole, but it's hands down the most beautiful #1 issue I've ever read, bar none. It's a return. It's also a return. If you guys don't know, Peter Parker is not Spider-Man right now in the main 616 universe, which is the Marvel universe. Yeah, I like it. Somebody actually just did like a rest in peace, that's how emotional it makes people, just like pouring out. Yeah, it's for my homie Peter Parker. But it's Dr. Octavius. Dr. Octavius is inhabiting the body of Spider-Man, and that has given him all of the experiences and memories and feelings that Peter Parker experienced throughout his career as Spider-Man. So I'm in a super tiny boat that I actually don't think that it's as horrible as a lot of people make it out to be. Mainly because of Al Ewing's amazing Mighty Avengers, which Spider-Man is on the team, and Al Ewing writes him amazingly. But there's this awesome panel right whenever Peter Parker dies and Otto Octavius takes over his body. There's literally him on the top of a building, lightning, rain, and him shouting to the sky, vowing that he's going to be a superior Spider-Man. And then a month later, Superior Spider-Man #1 comes out, and he becomes Spider-Man. But Marvel Knights Spider-Man is set not really in the 616 universe, but it's treated very much like an Elseworlds side story. So it is Peter Parker. It's him. The name of the arc is the 99 Problems, which is amazing. And it's him going through kind of a death gauntlet of
Wait. I think everyone wants to know, is a bitch one of them?
I will see. You have to buy the comic to see if a bitch is in fact one of them. How fucking great would it be if like Matt Kent just throws a wrench in like the 5th issue, like Spider-Man, he's bloody, half of his costume is out, and he's like, I've made it, and then you just see Jay-Z just standing in an alley going like, you fucking did it, and like giving the rock. Oh, holy shit, that'd be incredible. Oh god, it'd be the greatest. Like, stop writing comics after that, because Matt Kent has fucking done it. But if you get a chance to pick up this comic, please do it. Like I said, it's one of the most beautiful number ones that I've read ever, and plus Matt Kent has a spot on characterization of Peter Parker. So if you miss Peter, if you're not a Superior Spider-Man fan, if you haven't drank that Kool-Aid of Dan Slott's, go ahead and pick up this issue. You will not be disappointed. This isn't a comic, but this is something. Recently, we lost a legend in the literary world, Elmore Leonard. If you don't know his name, you probably do, and you just don't know it. Elmore Leonard is the guy who wrote the book Rum Punch, which is Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown is based on. He was also the creator of Karen Cisco, which was the Out of Sight movie with Jennifer Lopez. And or is she back to Jennifer Lopez? Can we just call her Jennifer Lopez, or is it still J-Lo? Jenny from the Block.
Oh yeah, J-Lo.
Jenny from the Block. Yeah, that's right. I'm going there.
I think you can call her Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez now.
Jennifer
Lopez. But he wrote the book that movie's based on, and he also wrote the series of books that the incredible FX series Justified is based on. Easily one of the coolest shows that's ever been produced on American television. But until he died, I realized that I'd never read any of his books. So I started reading the Raylan Givens novels, Pronto and Writing the Rap. And there's also a third novel called Raylan that's just about Deputy U.S. Marshal Raylan Givens. These books are some of the most fun I've ever had reading a book ever. A lot of Leonard's prose is taken in Justified and in Jackie Brown. It's kind of famous that when Quentin Tarantino went to adapt the script of Jackie Brown, he pretty much took it word for word from the book. So when you read Rum Punch, you're basically reading the movie that you just saw with like very, very minor changes. So if you've never read any Elmore Leonard, I highly recommend picking up Pronto and its sequel, Writing the Rap, or Raylan, which is just about Deputy U.S. Marshal Raylan Givens, who is hands down one of the coolest motherfuckers to ever get. Timothy Olyphant plays the piss out of him in Justified, and Justified comes back in January. So yeah, I know, right? God damn it, such a great show. Our namesake, Alan Moore, is getting some reprints next year. I'm very, very excited about it. No. Well, no, I mean, Swamp Thing is always in print because it's amazing. But one of the great lost epics of comics, Miracle Man, is getting a reprint starting with number 1 next year. Marvel bought the rights to a character called Miracle Man, which is a 2000 AD character that was super famous in Britain. It's one of Alan Moore's first major comic works, and it was for Marvel. The very interesting thing about this is Marvel has had these rights for a long time, and they just didn't know what to do with them. And now recently, they've apparently gotten permission from Alan Moore, which I don't know how, because he lives in a fucking shack in Northampton.
The cat gods told him it was okay.
Like, god damn it! Like, he's so crazy, and
he spoke to the ether and he said yes.
It's starting next year. We're starting with number 1, a reprint of the famous Alan Moore run of Miracle Man, going to issue 17, where Neil Gaiman picked it up. A very, very young Neil Gaiman started writing Miracle Man for 2000 AD. He was handpicked by Alan Moore, and he wasn't able to finish the initial 27, I think it's 27 or 28 run of the series. Now, with these reprints, Neil Gaiman is getting to finish what he called his great lost work of comics. So next year, I think it's in March of next year, number 1 is getting reprinted. The funny thing about this is Marvel will not use Alan Moore's name on the covers or the press releases that they've put out because they're scared of him, as they should be. Because Alan Moore is a giant, crazy fucking Englishman that will rip the throats out of people that look at him funny. Like, even it's really funny on the press release. They just say Miracle Man number 1 reprints by the original author and like Gary Leach and Rick Fine. It's hilarious. I'm really excited about it because I've never read it, and apparently I'm a huge Alan Moore fan, as you can probably attest by the fact that we named our fucking show after that nut bar. But I'm really excited to read it because I hear it's great. All right, I'm gonna try to get through these so we can actually get to the meat of the episode. X-Files season 10. There's a new season of X-Files that's being produced by IDW. I don't know why I'm looking at you because you're not going to answer me.
Yeah.
IDW Comics, along with a lot of the original writers from the X-Files, have started a season 10. And one of the people that works with me between the panels, Diana Hurlbert, I'm not making fun of her last name. That's actually her name.
Hurlbert?
Hurlbert.
Like if you were to pick up Ernie's partner and throw him across the room.
Like punch him in the stomach. Hurlbert. Yeah. She loves it. She's done a couple of write-ups for Between the Panels about season 10, and she says that it's very, very much in the spirit of the original show. Sex Criminals and Satellite Sam, two of some of the best books that Image are putting out right now, written by a guy who probably is going to put a fucking restraining order against me if I say his name one more time. Matt Fraction, one of my favorite. Like, he's just that there's a lot of fucking cops that are starting here.
If you missed the episode, there's one episode where you divulge hard.
I love Matt Fraction. I'm not gonna. I just want to kiss him full on the mouth. He's written some amazing comics. He's written some amazing comics, and it makes me want to cuddle him. Like, I'm not gonna lie to these people.
I put on my good negligee and I read Casanova. Take myself to France.
He's writing two series for Image right now. Sex Criminals, which is about two people who, with the power of their orgasms, can stop time. It's not as dirty as it sounds. It's actually a very heartfelt, hilarious story about these two people that with a gift that find each other. Issue 2 just got released today. Satellite Sam is like its dirty cousin. It's set in the 1950s in the golden age of television, where the star of a high-rated kids show is found dead in his apartment, and his alcoholic son finds boxes upon boxes upon boxes of pictures of women that he's taken, pictures that he's taken in like very skimpy, horrible lingerie. So it's very much kind of a murder mystery set in the golden age of television, done by the legendary Howard Chaykin, who has finally come back to comics, and he's doing some of the best work of his career. Velvet #1. Just got released today, done by the Dynamite creative team of Ed Brubaker and Steve Epting, famous for killing Captain America. This is it's a story set in the height of the Cold War. It follows a female spy. It's kind of like a very Alias vibe. Names alone, I'd want to pick it up. I haven't got a chance to read it yet, but I do. I would imagine it's amazing. Young Avengers 11 got released today. Kind of a big issue. I'm thinking about spoiling it, but it's
everyone does.
No one cares. Like, you're not gonna like it's.
They're all reptiles.
Karen Gillan is a guy that would just.
Everyone's their own father.
It was all a dream. They're a snow globe.
It was in a dream within a dream.
In a snow globe. But this is a big.
They wake up and they're in bed with the wife from the first series.
Scott Baio comes out. He's taking a shower. Oh, that was weird. Was it Scott Baio? Patrick Duffy. Yeah.
Patrick Duffy gets out of the shower and he's actually alive, not dead.
It's a big issue because it's kind of the penultimate. God damn it. I'm really drunk, guys. It's
no, he's not. He's just using that as an excuse. That's actually Arizona Green Tea.
It's the episode. God damn it, man! It's the issue. It's the issue before the issue of the end of the season of Young Avengers. Big things are happening. Loki's lying. Kate Bishop's still really awesome. It's the romance between Teddy Altman and Billy is coming to a head. It's a great issue. I read it today. Whenever I was getting a thing at Sonic, and I wanted to cry. FF number 13. I'm very sad about FF because FF has been a series that I've been following very, very seriously from its inception with Jonathan Hickman back whenever he was still writing Fantastic Four. I'm really, really sad to see this series go, mainly because this is a kind of comic that you don't normally see within main Cape Comics. It's a comic that's very, very much about family and about the family that you discover would be when you have all these different people thrown into a
Cult.
Yes, it's just about a cult. They're all going to drink Kool-Aid at the very end of it. Just dead kids everywhere.
No, Hollywood Hills kill everybody.
But I'm very sad to see this series go. The latest issue is fantastic. Mike Allred is still doing excellent work. I'm very excited to see what he does with Silver Surfer next year with Dan Slott. But if you're an FF fan, please pick this up. Okay. That's done. Now we're getting to the meat of the episode.
So what,
now
I don't get any damn shit.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
Jesus.
I am so. I'm just gonna fucking leave. You guys just take it. I'm gonna be fine.
Waiting for you to cook that damn turkey so we can eat it.
Just go.
The only two. My shout-outs are gonna be super late to the party because
I took an hour.
No, not because of that. Because I have a kid, so I can't keep on top of like popular shit. I had two written down. One was Lords of Salem. Please tell me everybody's seen it.
Jesus, I saw it recently and it's really fucking good.
It's amazing. It's Rob Zombie's new movie, and he actually uses what's that they used to use a lot? Framing, making a good movie.
See, I thought it was amazing. I really dug it. I really dug the shit out of it.
He did that.
Yeah.
All of the Paranormal Activity where it's a found footage and it's just he's
I'm
actually
over
setting up the stage and he's lighting it and he's not using any computers. It's all real shit. I thought that was amazing. And the only one I'm going to drop beyond that is Matt Berry put out a new album.
God damn it, yes.
A while back. Does anybody know who? Show of hands. Anybody know who Matt?
No,
Berry is?
clap. You have to clap. No one can.
Clap.
No one. It's no.
Matt Berry.
No. Holy shit! Oh god damn it! I've got some Matt Berry on there. When we bring up our guest, play some Matt Berry.
Okay, so Matt Berry is a guy that was on. If anybody's seen Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, which was a UK show.
Nothing.
The IT Crowd.
Yeah, IT Crowd. Yeah,
that's
one person. Great.
Yeah,
IT. Yeah, fucking. It was like a virus.
All right. His big exposure, which was literally on an 11-inch screen. Did anybody see Moon?
Oh yeah, I fucking forgot he was in Moon. Holy shit.
He was in Moon. He was when
he's one of the two company
when
guys.
When he talks to the company on that little bitty screen, Matt Berry's the dude on the right. He has one line, and then he's gone.
Sam Rockwell's
yeah. But
Sam Rockwell's incredible.
Matt Berry he started out as a musician, and then he thought music was too serious, so then he went to comedy, and he's hilarious.
The Mighty Boosh. He's also and he was Dixon Bainbridge in the Mighty Boosh. Yeah, Dixon Bainbridge. Yeah, he has an incredible voice.
He's a musician, and he released his first album, which was Opium, and it was really kind of like. It had a lot of comedy in it. His second album was panned by a lot of people because he didn't do jokes.
It's a serious album.
He was doing a serious album, and it's amazing. And then his third album just came out. It's Kill the Wolf, and it's when I first started listening to it, I was like, "Are they gonna burn what's his name inside of a giant wicker man Edward Burns,
Edward Woodward.
Edward Woodward. Are they just gonna burn him in a giant? Because it's gather up the sage and the hull and the barley, and it's just
holy shit! You sold the fuck out of me. You don't gotta say another goddamn word.
His second album, I prefer his second album.
Yeah, Witch Hazel's really awesome.
Which is Witch Hazel, and he said in an interview that it's all about the dangers and horrors of living in the English countryside. If you get a chance, listen to all of his albums. They're all amazing. I think they're all on iTunes. I've actually, and that's the beautiful thing about Twitter, is that I've been like, oh my God, Matt Berry's the best thing to come out of Britain since tea. and he tweeted back at me. He was like, "Thank you, sir." And I was like, "Awesome."
Wait, hang on. Thank you, sir.
And then I tweeted one day. I was like, "Hey, Matt Berry." I was like, "What do you play on your album?" He was like, "Everything but the drums." And I was like, "Vomit," because it's like huge orchestral work, and it's all him. And I've saw a video where it's just him sitting. He's sitting at a little tinker tape organ, and he's playing the thing, and then you see him other wells, and I was like, Jesus, dude. But that is something everyone should look into. Matt Berry. If I accomplish nothing here tonight, I hope at least
Matt Berry fans, right?
I hope I
we
at
could
least
stop the show
established Matt
now
Berry.
just so they can go listen to Matt Berry. No, hang on. No, that's the thing. Doing this show live is a double-edged sword. I'm really glad that we get a chance to do it. I cannot stress enough how awesome it is. Don't fucking pity us with that shit. Like we're not gonna prompt you to clap or like you and just like, oh, end of a segment. You don't have to do that shit. Like that's fine.
I'll allow it. I'm Mills Lane. I'm allowing it.
All right. The theme of our episode right now is Rebirth.
Haha, get it?
Because it's the first time. No. It's you can hear the fucking wood coming out. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel so hard. But when we started thinking about this topic, we started to one thing that we really wanted to do is to start bringing a third voice onto our panel. We've done it a couple of times, or we've done it once with.
We did it once.
We did it once, and it seemed like a couple of times. But
we got drunk and used a sock puppet.
it's just pretending. It's like how
are you doing, Emma Watson? It's awesome. What was it like filming with Daniel Radcliffe? He's awesome. All right, cool. Do you want to? Yeah, I do.
For our podcast audience, he literally just made a sock puppet Emma Watson blow him, and it was like this weird claw hand too, like a weird. Why does it usually do this? Like why is it?
Who uses a sock puppet like this?
Me, like fucking.
You obviously don't use sock puppets.
I also don't fuck them in the face. Like, I might fuck them in the face a little bit. Yeah, just like the last 20 minutes of the episode is just us, just fucking our own sock puppets. You fucking came here. So we wanted to add a third. We wanted to add a third voice onto our panel because there's a lot of things that we can talk about that in our own experiences that are very narrow because we didn't have. What's it called? Friends.
Well.
Support or any sort of education about stuff. So we're gonna bring him up here. He's directed at the Backdoor Theater. He's a legend.
Dick Van Dyke, everyone.
Yeah.
I thought you said he was going to be
Merv Griffin, everyone. But he's he directed A Chorus Line. He directed Chicago. He was in Hairspray at the Wichita Theater, and now it's his recent.
What was he in Hairspray?
The host. Wait, what?
Collins.
Yeah, Corny Collins.
You were in the motherfucker.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you weren't.
No, I was not. No, I fucking wasn't.
I didn't go.
I'm not bitter at
too
all.
busy,
but
if you didn't go, why? Oh, you weren't busy. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's fine. I don't want to talk about it. His recent show just opened last week. He's directing Little Shop of Horrors, which you can see tomorrow, Thursday night. Curtain is at 7:30. Doors open at 7. Mr. Michael Sherry. Come on in, sir.
Should I do that Dick Van Dyke thing where I fall over?
You just start doing the.
There's a whole that whole room is filled with walnuts. So as soon as you open it up,
it's just gonna fall out. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Thank you very much for being on the show. We really appreciate it. The theme of the episode is Rebirth. And when we started thinking about I just like how he's already just being like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. He's gonna start playing with a scarf in a second. Well, when he doesn't have anything to say.
Rebirth.
You get it because it's like a vagina. It's for our podcast audience. He just made pussy lips out of his scarf, and I feel icky saying that. I'm really sorry. Can we edit that?
We're
live pussy.
Majora.
But when we started thinking about this topic, the thing that really started to jump out at me was reboots. Like reboots and reimaginings of franchises. So, like, what's your favorite, like, intellectual property of the last, like, maybe 10, 20 years that's been brought back?
Can we break that down?
Well, like probably like Bond. The best example I would think is Bond.
Movie or anything else that's been broken down, that's been regenerated for our time and everything that. I think that Bond probably would be one of the biggest things. The Daniel Craig series. There was a huge cinematographic change when the Matthew Bourne movies came out.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we all know, like, back in the 90s...
I've still never seen those, by the way.
There was a specific kind of action film. And Schwarzenegger was huge and very prominent in a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And you see it a lot more so with just some of those, Steven Seagal movies and everything else. Like Dolph Lundgren
movies.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened in the very late 80s, early 90s, and just it was the way things were being filmed and cut. It's when you switched from reel to video before you went to digital. And it was just this god-awful imaging and graphics. Now, I know when GoldenEye came out, it was the end-all, be-all of Bond movies.
GoldenEye still holds
For
up as one
Brosnan,
of the best.
It's good.
But because the bar is set so fucking low with the Brosnan movies.
And that's unfortunately, though, because
Brosnan's a great Bond.
Brosnan was a great Bond. However, it was the fact that he got shafted with stories. Why do you...
Now, it just him.
No.
He got shafted with stories.
I agree with that. Because, like, him, like, hovering down and, like, him, like, the Russian sitting on the toilet, he's like, mind if I check the periodicals? And he's like, what the... And he touches
the correct line was,
holy shit!
Sorry, forgot to knock.
Oh my god, what?
And then he drops down there. So actually, it's kind of funny, and he was trying to go back to the Sean Connery humor, but yeah, in a toilet cell, when someone's taking a dump, you don't really want someone, knock, knock, knock. Did you wipe and wash your hands too while you're in there?
That's awful. But no, like Bond definitely... Because I started to try to think of some of the ones that have been really successful. Bond really came up as soon as I started thinking about it. Just because like it seemed like it was time for a change. Like you were saying, like for a while in the 80s and 90s, there was a specific sort of action movie, and which I think. Last Action Hero put the fucking nail in the coffin of... Last Action Hero is a masterpiece.
Which, if you go to Little Shop of Horrors this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and next week as well.
That was seamless. That was a seamless plug. Oh my god.
Boom. Roasted. That's it. That's the show.
Yeah, just good night, everybody. We're good.
But the thing about that, though, is that was one of the concepts. We were making a joke one day in the backyard after several libations. And the feeling of a movie coming to real life, as does in Last Action Hero. God, so you have that whole feeling, and that's kind of the whole premise of Little Shop of Horrors.
But it seems like a lot of these reboots are kind of just they seem like cash grabs, right?
They forget to stick to the story, which is the biggest thing.
But that's always the thing that when they start wanting to do a reboot or they want to do a remake of something. That's the first thing the fucking writer and the director say is like, oh, we're going to stick close to the source material. And like the big fucking thing about the Total Recall remake, which is shit, by the way. Just the three-titted woman. Like, come on, like you can't get any better than the three-titted woman. I'm a Johnny Cab. Like the original Total Recall is a masterpiece. And it also has one of our favorite. We think about this all the time, but there's a moment. It's one of the great moments in Henchman history where there's this big chase scene. They're chasing Quaid up this escalator, and they can't get up the escalator. So Michael Ironside just goes brrr, brrr, and just starts peppering random, just shooting thousands of bullets.
They're like shooting hundreds of innocent bystanders. There's like a woman that like they're spraying and people are getting out of the way, but you clearly see a woman get shot and fall down. And then
they just step over them, and they're just like, you gotta get him! Okay. But it just seems like every time they try to do something like that, they always say like, oh, this is going to be a companion piece to the original movie, or this is going to be sticking close to the original Philip K. Dick story, and it has nothing to do with that. Like, do you feel like... I think my question is, do you feel like these should be graded on a curve because there is a silver lining to a lot of these, is that when people see like a shitty remake or a shitty reboot, they're just like, oh, that was shit, and then somebody like just goes, well, this is, and then hands them like the original Total Recall or the original RoboCop or something like that. And do you feel like
a lot of it's personal preference? A lot of it goes off the actual actors that are portraying what's being done. There are certain actors that you're never going to ever be able to replicate. There are certain people, Jimmy Stewart. You're never going to find another Jimmy Stewart. Granted, we have our
Tom
generation.
Tom Hardy did a really good job in The Dark Knight Returns because he's doing a very, very, very Jimmy Stewart voice.
Is he
Like,
watch
that movie again. Like,
I'm
just
trying.
it's I'm Jimmy Stewart. Like, I have a bomb that's gonna. And also, is there this? Enough time has passed. We're talking about reboots. Enough time has passed for us to really, really admit to ourselves that those Batman movies aren't that good. Come on, all of them.
Whoa.
All of them. Like Batman Begins. Oh, no, you can go to hell. This is my show. I will clear this courtroom. I will.
Wait. Okay.
It just seems like there's those there when a reboot is done.
Okay. Wait. What did you want?
I want DC to make a movie.
Because I specifically remember.
Batman Begins and Dark Knight are very, very good movies.
No. When I saw the second one and they were like, oh, they're gonna make a third one, and then Pill Popper bit it. Hey, whoa! You can go to hell. We will clear this courtroom. We will clear it. It's not too soon.
He was warned by Jack Nicholson way in advance when he took the role on. Listen, you gotta watch out for what you're gonna get into, the way you get into your characterization.
The
for it.
wave of darkness
I
that
know.
came.
It's his own damn fault.
Candy. Oh my God, that was awesome.
Okay, anyway, he died. Christopher Nolan said, I'm not going to make any more movies because I wanted to work with Heath Ledger again. And then he was like, if he gets the Oscar, I'll consider it. He got the Oscar, and then he pulled the script that he'd been working on out of his ass, and he was like, I guess I'll do it now.
Oh, this old chestnut.
But when they were making it, I was like, I want them to go, like the first one was good, second one was dark as hell. I want them to go completely off the map.
Yeah.
I want them to go bonkers. I actually was super, super disappointed because when I saw that Ra's al Ghul was going to be in it, I thought we would literally see them dipping
Lazarus Pit. We get a Lazarus Pit.
Dipping Liam Neeson into the Lazarus Pit, pulling him out.
Crazy, and then he just
starts putting on the cloak and just being.
God damn it! How my whole thing about DC's movies and this. From the very beginning, this has been my problem. DC's movies take themselves so seriously to the point that they're embarrassed that they're making a superhero movie. It's we through the entirety of Batman, they never at any point in time were just it just seemed like we're really sorry this is a Batman movie. We're really, really sorry that this is a superhero. It's a guy that dresses up like a bat and he punches people in the face. We're really, really sorry about it. I mean, we're gonna try to make the costume look as real as possible. Looks shitty. Yeah, no batarangs, no real Batmobile. And it's the same thing with Superman. The entirety of Superman is a lot better than I really thought. It's Zack Snyder knows how to fucking make a picture. Like he shoots the shit out of action beats, and Henry Cavill was an amazing Superman. It was really well acted. The opening on Krypton is the best Yes album I've ever heard in my life. It's just fucking 20 minutes of just Russell Crowe laser gunning motherfuckers and like riding on pterodactyls and then fucking Michael Shannon shows up and he's even fucking better because he's Michael Shannon. But it just seems like they cannot make a movie where it's going to be a full Superman movie, or it's going to be a full superhero movie. That's why I'm super, super worried about Batman versus Superman, because it seems like the entire time they're just going to be like, we're really sorry that this is weird. We're really, really sorry that this is kind of hokey. While Marvel relishes in it. They're just like, fucking Asgardians and cosmic cubes, a big green Hulk? Fuck yeah! And they give you all of it, and they're just like, this is what we do!
Our next movie stars are recurring.
Yeah, exactly! Our next tentpole, it's a talking fucking tree! They're hanging out in the space, and they're laser gunning people, and Karen Gillan is bald! It's gonna be amazing! And DC's always just like, wham, like these are serious movies. No, they're fucking not! He dresses up like a bat and punches a guy in a weird oxygen mask, and I forgot what I was talking about. I'm sorry. I said all the blood rushed from my head and then to my dick because I was talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, and then back to my head. So I feel like I've got the bins.
Kind of how Rebirth happens and the blood rushes back.
Yeah.
But how?
I was actually because we were talking about Rebirth, and it made me think like the whole like genesis of Rebirth Like the whole like people believing that when you die you get reborn into another body, and like how, and I kind of thought about it because in video games, if you die,
Stay with us.
If you die, well, no, I mean it's not. I'm not dissecting it as like Hawking. I'm just saying when you die in a video game, what happens?
You respawn.
You respawn. You don't snap the game in half. Well, I guess I lost.
I want my $20 back, piece of shit.
You come back to life. And then you have to go back to your body, collect all your crap, and then keep going.
Or start back in St. Louis and get on the Oregon Trail again.
Yeah. and buy nothing but ammunition.
Yeah.
Killing everything.
Only 200 pounds can you carry back. Well, shit, but there's ducks in this buffalo flying course. I just want to shoot the gun. A little Jake has dysentery.
When I played Oregon Trail, this is gonna come as a shock to a lot of you guys. I wasn't very popular in school. I know. I'm really sorry. But I would always name my party people I didn't like, and then like ford the river, and they'd be like, "Oh, Tabor Morris drowned," and I'd be like, "Fuck Tabor Morris," and I'd see him walking in the halls like, "Yeah, you didn't survive the ford in the river," because I was also a psychopath. I'm a Stephen King character. Like that's so weird.
Well, I think every like 14, 15-year-old kid is a psychopath.
That's an entirely other episode. Like
I'm just saying, like when you're like, it's like I was so weird because I thought dark thoughts when I was 15. Everybody thinks dark thoughts when they're 15 because it's being 15.
But how soon? This is a question I want to pose to the both of you. How soon is too soon for a reboot? And the main example that I want to cite is Spider-Man.
50 years.
It's that's the cap. It's 50 years. 50 years. But it seemed like Spider-Man, like we got.
Even then they screwed it up with whatchamacallit? Keanu Reeves is an alien. Klaatu.
The Day the Earth Stood Still. I didn't even see that. Even though John Hamm was in it, and he's got a chin you could slice deli meat on.
On the opposite end, on the flip side of that coin, you had movies like 3:10 to Yuma.
Yeah, and I'm not saying there are amazing. What? Really? No, I gotta hear this.
Okay, if you want to. Well, the thing is, though, I grew up
another
on
Elmore Leonard story. By the way, callback. 3:10 to Yuma was an Elmore Leonard story.
Growing up on westerns, though, I mean, when you see the original ones, granted, the cinematography and the special effects are going to be so much better in the rebirth of the new episode. Have a scarf. I'm gonna play with it.
There are really awesome remakes out there, and I think 3:10 to Yuma is definitely one of the, because it's like kind of seeing it's like catching a falling star. Like it's something when it happens, and when it happens really well, it's something that you should take notice of. But how soon is too soon for a reboot? Because it seemed like with Spider-Man. Spider-Man 3.
Quick turnaround.
Spider-Man 3 happened in 2008. Oh yeah, because I skipped school to go see it, and I was really pissed off at myself. Because I should have
stayed in geometry.
I actually did read a really awesome defense of Spider-Man 3, which makes me want to rewatch it because it presents the fact that it's a movie that Sam Raimi didn't want to make, so he just went, fuck you, and made whatever he wanted, and it became Spider-Man 3, which was just nutty as shit. But then, like, not even, because when did Amazing Spider-Man come out? 2012? 12?
We've got our cue board.
Jesus, it's amazing. Like but it's like that's not even 5 years. Like that's how soon is too soon for a reboot?
Well, it depends on how soon you're announcing it, because the way that the movie turnaround is and stuff like that, and the actual editing time and filming process, that's fine. You can announce it. Yeah, we're going to do this movie, and in 2015 we're going to have the latest episode of blah blah blah, which is fucking great. But at the same point, though, you have to take into account though. Okay, so Spider-Man was done 2012 or whatever it was. Okay. Don't announce it right away, though. Like sometimes with certain movies, like, okay, the next one's going to happen. Or with the Harry Potter series, it was almost like you could count every single Thanksgiving was the next movie. Now with a series like that, it's fine, but it's like almost every single summer, though, now you can look forward to some kind of Marvel action hero or DC action hero movie is going to happen. But I don't want to see the following year the next Superman movie or Superman remake unless it's either the same character continuing on the storyline or whatever. Because, I mean, it takes a year to probably film and edit and all that other stuff. But with tons of propaganda and getting everything out there and promotion, you still have to wait on that. And I think too soon would probably be, 2 years maximum.
And it's
or
even
minimum.
now with Batman. Like we're getting a new Batman, and it's like
Yeah.
I'm fucking jazzed about Ben Affleck.
The thing was though, when
I
the
will
Marvel
plant that
came
flag.
out with all their stuff, Iron Man was like the first thing, and then they realized, okay, we're gonna come up with this whole Avengers deal, and it was great because now they're starting to remake all these other movies, but they're following a pattern. I think where DC fails in that aspect is you have all these heroes that are under the regime of certain comic industries that you can only have reins on, and it's like kind of like the new Wolverine movie. It's like, why? I love Hugh Jackman.
That's the best. That's the best
Hugh
review
Jackman.
I've heard of Wolverine ever. just 6 fucking H's. Why?
And the sad part is
Nancy
because
Kerrigan after the bat. Why?
and that's a sad thing about it.
And with X-Men is another example of like X-Men 3 was really shitty. So like,
but the X-Men First Class, so they waited an
Incredible,
appropriate amount of
yeah.
time, and it was genius.
Yeah,
and
X-Men
even they
First
came
Class
up with
was really awesome.
Was it Wolverine the Origins, X-Men Origins, which made sense. I mean, even though Liev Schreiber was a little kind of he had to file his nails down a little bit. He had some anger issues with that.
I've still never seen that. I
Um,
refuse
it's actually
to watch.
really, really good.
I
But the
refuse to watch
second
Origins.
Wolverine, though, fails in the aspect of it's like, I just want to die. I just want to, get rid of all this thing. Well, you know what? Too bad you're stuck with this, and it follows nothing with the rest of the storylines or the majority of the other comics that are out there.
That X movie continuity is a fucking minefield, and like it's just, that's why I'm cautiously optimistic about Days of Future Past, because they keep talking about it. It's like, we're gonna fix it. We swear to God, we're gonna fix it.
See,
like
at least
it's
with,
just
like-
Bryan Singer going like, mea culpa, we're gonna fucking fix it.
There's normally a formula with any kind of either action hero thing or a comic book hero thing, and we're kind of DC when some of the X-Men things have kind of strayed from the path. Where you have is most places there's always here's the hero, and there's good like the triumphant moment at the beginning, and then he falls to his feet, and then there's the damsel in distress that takes pity on the poor bastard, and then later on he has to solve the problem and fix what's going on to save the world, and eventually he gets what it is. But with DC though, it's like this huge entire we have to emotionally break down this person again and again and again, and maybe something will happen at the end, and it's just no. And it's like getting back to the whole entire thing where we first started with Bond, where they at least start with this whole entire series where you get back to this is the story, this is the formula, this is how it works. And that's why you can continue on the whole entire path. But with DC, they kind of skew from that pattern.
It's just DC always, like I said, they take themselves so seriously, and they're just like, these are mythic characters. These are our modern day myths. And Marvel's like, this is a fucking kid from Brooklyn who loves America. Like he wants to fight bullies, guys. Like how? Like just look at this. And it also is Chris Evans, and like you can fucking wash your laundry on that guy's chest. But
Have you tried that?
I have. It's amazing. He's like
I got amazing
butterscotch.
results.
It's
There was
This
some
shirt this morning.
red wine stains everywhere. 6 minutes,
Boom.
just rubbing his hard.
I
body.
really
And
If you gotta watch your Thanksgiving tablecloth, you take it to Chris Evans.
I really.
look ahead. He's pretty.
Till 2015.
Yeah, he's
He is
We're-
available for the Jewish holidays now.
We're got the Jewish holidays.
They don't usually partake in like red wine with them.
No.
We're coming up the wrap up of this episode. Mike, I really appreciate you being on the show, man. Hang out for just a second. We're gonna we have a couple of the entirety of us on Twitter and on Tumblr and stuff like that. We're just constantly asking for questions that we do at the very end of our show, which is we try to have like a Q&A section between us and our non-existent fan base. We actually did get 2 questions this time, and they're actually really, really good questions.
So we don't have to use the questions I made up.
We don't. Yeah, we don't have to use the people who are
Real
like,
questions.
I
Bertha in Canada
Real questions.
asks, from at Minchie Vixen. This is Diana, actually, the one of the girls I work with at Between the Panels. She's really awesome. She wrote, and this is her words, not mine. Yo, dogs. Yo is
Woof, woof.
in capital letters. Since it's Halloween and all, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the remake of Fright Night. Fucking great. The remake of Fright Night is
Okay,
actually
well,
a really good one.
Have you seen the original?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Have we seen the original? Come on, look at
Did
us.
you see the original 310 to Yuma?
Yeah, with Glenn Ford.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
I'm just-
grand-
Get you good, fucker.
Just double checking.
my grandfather.
When the Jersey boy who moves to Texas finally sees all these westerns and questions people.
my grandfather has like 168 channels, and I don't know why, because every time I go over there, the only channel that's on is Encore Western.
Just on a loop.
Stagecoach, the Ringo Kid, nothing all day
That's just
long.
it. Like, I've walked in on so many movies. The other day I walked in and it was like Tom Mix, and I was like, what the? This is like ancient. But yes, I have seen the original 310 but back to Fright Night, I thought it was very, because I love David Tennant.
Yeah.
And I was really giddy because I was like, guys, if we make this movie big enough, we're going to get a Fright Night 2, and it's just going to be David Tennant killing vampires. And they made a Fright
In leather pants.
And they made a Fright Night 2, and it's
The direct-to-DVD.
awful. Like,
Yeah.
I saw a thing for it, and I was like, oh, they made a Fright Night all night, too.
Yeah, it's like a directed. But no, the original, the remake of Fright Night is really awesome. It's written by Marty Noxon, a veteran Buffy writer. It's somebody who knows how to do a teen comedy well and to actually make it scary. Colin Farrell's fucking awesome in it. David Tennant, leather pants, saying fuck a lot, which is amazing. Just because we're huge Doctor Who fans, and then actually seeing the Doctor going like, oh fuck off, it's great. And he's got a shotgun. It's awesome. It's if you haven't seen it, see it. Our second question is from at SuperMatt23, Matt Ledesma, who's actually in our audience right now. Big hand for Matt. That was pathetic. Come on, guys. Like, it was just. There you go. Thank you.
He's actually done shit with his life.
Yeah, it's just like it's like 7 people going like, fucking cool. So which do you guys think are the top 3 New 52 titles? Who or what team should be the next to get a series? Here's a little chestnut about me. I feel like Dan Dido hates me as a person. It's basically him just coming to my house every month and pissing on my shoes. It's just I have fundamental problems with the New 52. That being said, there are a couple of amazing books that are being published in the New 52 that
Wait, can I sidestep for a second?
yeah, what's up?
He was like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I had to explain what the New 52 is. I was like, DC.
Yeah, DC in their infinite wisdom decided to
Crashed
blow up reality
and
and restarted it where
reset
the
button on
the
the
new
back of the
the new
doll.
52 is the new DC universe. In it, Superman is the first superhero. He's only been around for 3 years, and it's the Justice League getting together again. It's all these new series of characters that you don't give a shit about, written horribly. Like, they hate women. They made Starfire into like this weird, vapid, sex-starved like parasite, and everyone's an asshole. It's not good. That being said, there are a couple of really, really amazing books that have been published in the New 52 and have been really awesome from the very beginning. Animal Man and Swamp Thing by Jeff Lemire and Scott Snyder, respectively, have been fucking incredible from issue 1. Swamp Thing is now under the direction of Charles Soule, who's a new freelance writer that writes for Marvel and DC, still writing the hell out of it because they realize that these are horror titles, that there's no reason that they should be doing random superheroics that aren't horror tinged. Scott Snyder's Batman series has been really, really awesome from the very beginning. Greg Pak's new Superman and Batman series have been really awesome, mainly because Jai Lee is doing the art, and it's every panel is a poster. I'm really excited about him to take over Action Comics coming next year, which I'm really jazzed about. Grant Morrison did a really awesome run in Action Comics from the very beginning of the New 52, but other than that, they're terrible books. I really would love to see a Doom Patrol book. I think the Doom Patrol would add a shot of much needed weirdness into the New 52, because the problem with the New 52, much like the problem with Warner Brothers adaptations of DC characters, is that they take themselves so seriously. So now everything in the New 52 is just like, we're gonna be sexy, we're gonna be dark, Superman's gonna melt people's faces, which he actually did in a recent event. And it's not fun for me anymore. Like, the books that I do read are really fun, but there are a couple of them that are just that aren't really fun. Doom Patrol, I think, would be an awesome book. I'd like to see. There was a Lois Lane girl reporter pitch that somebody made a year or so back. That'd been really awesome. I also really wanted to see Nick Spencer do his Jimmy Olsen as a monthly. He published this really awesome miniseries that started as backups in I think Superman at the time, called Jimmy Olsen's Big Week, and it's just days in the life of Jimmy Olsen doing Jimmy Olsen shit. Like the opening of it was just buying bread, going to the bank, putting new batteries in his watch. But no, like the opening panel was Jimmy being kidnapped by a genie, and he gives him shit because he's trying to read the new Michael Chabon book. And he's sending Morse code to Superman to come save him. It's an awesome book. It's like, that's the kind of book that you're getting. That's all I got.
Can we use the question that I had?
Yeah. Do you have another? Do you the question that you made up?
Yes.
Hang on. Do you want to do the Larry King intro into it? There's a Larry. If you haven't heard, there's a Larry King game, and the Larry King game. These people fucking haven't heard it. The Larry King game.
Some of us work. We have jobs. We don't know these things.
The Larry King game is that you do when Larry King gets out of an interview, he does a non sequitur and then goes to a call. So do you have a name? I'll make up a name and I'll Larry King. So I get this. It's like Martin Mull from the hit movie Mr. Mom opens in theaters on Friday. My son fired a flaming arrow into traffic last night. Bertha from Poughkeepsie, go ahead. See? It's a great game. It's
Bertha from Poughkeepsie, right? Do you believe in rebirth?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like actual rebirth.
Yeah.
Like past lives and shit like that.
But see, I subscribe to the Viking mentality, is that when I get burned on a pyre, I want to go to Valhalla. Like a huge fucking mead hall. All the cool people that have ever died are sitting there boogieing, having a good time. They give you some mead, you eat a fucking big turkey leg, you just tell stories all the time. Like that's my rebirth. What about you, Mike?
Ooh, we
got heavy.
We're gonna get heavy.
Fucking dark.
Okay.
It's the end of the show. We got to give these people something.
So here's the glass, and ready. Here we go. And we're starting to pour. No, I think that our energy spirits actually are what gets rebirth into this world. And even though your physical being, because clearly, dead tissue decays. We've seen it. We've all taken biology class. We've all seen the owl pellet where we cut it open and see the fucking mouse skull in there. And you
Jesus,
you've never done owl pellets?
Jesus, that's
what kind of horrific. Has anyone show by clapping how many people have actually done the owl pellets dissection?
That's horrific. No,
we had funding back up north.
Wow! Take that, education.
And we actually had arts programs with schools that were being cut too. Ooh, Wichita County. Anyway, but it's pretty bad. Support local arts. Anyway,
this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Make sure you get down to the theater. Come early, tickets are going fast.
Dissect owl pellets, you'll love it. Anyway, though, but no, clearly you're seeing that these things happen. We see roadkill, it happens. But the energy and the spirit of that being has to get released into the environment somehow. Everything has some form of energy. Whether it's just a breath of air or the breeze of a wind, it's going to get pushed into some other being in some way. That's how shit continues to grow and how the world hasn't imploded on itself at this point. Energy's still keeping the good juju alive.
See, I kind of go to that thing. Like, part of me is like, when somebody dies and like there's no. My philosophy is there's no ghost in the woods because there can only be ghost where there's energy. So the spiritual manifestation can make itself manifest. It can become something because it's feeding off energy somewhere else. So when you go into the woods and you're like, well, I saw a ghost in the woods, that's because it's feeding off your energy, whatever. That's part of me wants to describe to that, and another part of me is like, you know what, when you die, it's like when I turn off a lamp. The light doesn't go anywhere else. It dies. It goes away. You don't turn into magical pixie dust and fly by your mother's cheek, draw your mother's eyes as you're flying.
The flame flickered. I think he went to
but
hell.
If the sun were to stop, if we want to get scientific though, if the sun were to actually stop right now, the distance that energy of light is still traveling is still going to continue and still going to continue to hit the earth for X amount of time.
8 minutes.
See, so that energy.
Stephen
though-
Hawking, everybody.
But the energy
Stephen
is
Hawking.
still
gotta know
alive
this shit.
after death.
Because we know that the sun will burn out. Like it's just.
It's gonna happen. But the fact is,
a
though,
couple of billion. Like it's
that energy out of that billion kajillion cubic feet of sun is still being passed on, whether it be for 8 minutes or even 8 seconds. It's still happening. So, I mean, science just proved it right there. Thank you.
Because science is here,
Stephen
ladies and
Hawking,
gentlemen.
everybody.
Science.
Mr.
All right.
Science.
Boom,
Thank you
shaka,
guys.
waka,
Thank you
waka.
guys so much for coming to our first episode. We will see you again. We will see you again right here at 9 p.m. November 6th. Same bat time, same bat channel. I am Justin Partridge. My partner, Rocky Turner. Please, another round of applause for our guest, Mike
Little Shop of
Sherry.
Horrors, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Backdoor Theater. Support local art, and you can buy a comic there, too.
We will see you later, cultists!